Hello and welcome back to Milk It Reviews again. Keep going on about flashlights, don't I? That's because there are just so many good ones, right, with 511, and I've got to be frank with you, please don't take that the wrong way, there are. And I don't know about you guys, right, and girls, but it's so easy to end up with a flashlight addiction. And we see them, it's a bit like bags and boots and so forth. You know, you see something you think that's going to come in handy and do a better job than this and that and so forth. Well, this one is the TMT R3MC, and I must admit I've been umming and ahhing about this for a while, and I bit the bullet a few months ago, right, and went out of my way and got one. And I've got to say, and this is hand on heart, this has got to be the most versatile and practical patrol flashlight that I've ever come across. Now, for somebody that has reviewed a good number of 511 flashlights in the past months, right, and has also reviewed flashlights elsewhere, right, and owns quite a collection of flashlights, right, that is saying something. And the reason that I say it will become evident as we go through. First things first, it's rechargeable. Right, and I've got to give 511 their due with this, because what they've gone and done is they've put a tremendous amount of thought into this package. Now, I know that when you actually go and look at this, the package itself is not cheap, but then what you get for your money is not cheap and nasty. It's far from it. It's quite the opposite. It's very good quality. It covers pretty much every base you could want it to. Right, there's only one that it doesn't. Right, I think it would be impractical to provide infrared lighting because it would ramp the price right up, and not that many people would actually want it. So, you know, neither here nor there. But I'd never ever knock 511 for not including that. But what have we got here? We've got quite a natty looking flashlight, and you're probably wondering why all the bling on the lens there, right, will all become clear in a mo. Right, just give me a quick run through there, right, just so you can see what's what. Those are the charging contacts there, okay, and let's just give you a quick run through on this, then I'll go through what you actually get with this, because this is just something else. Now, for those of you that are likely to use a flashlight like this for military, law enforcement, that sort of application, you will find that different coloured lights can assist massively in what you're doing. Now, straight away we've got this rotary tail switch on here. Right, now you're going to notice that those little white dots, right, I'll explain to you exactly what they are, and then you have a raised, it's that little raised tag on the top corner there, up there. Right, that is the point. Now the first setting is off, okay, right, doesn't work. The next setting allows white light. Now, I'm not going to shine this into the lens of the camera because it plays havoc with the light metering, right, but as soon as we turn this on, we go straight to 357 lumens. Now the dimming is not the flashlight, that is the light metering on the camera, okay. Now that is just gone straight to 357. Now if we wanted to have it on low output, right, we flick quickly from on, right, so it's a quick double depression of the button. Sorry, that is now on 20 lumens. Right, if we turn that off and go 3 clicks, that's now on strobe mode. Now strobe mode is the same power output as the high mode, which is 357 lumens. Now the battery life Right, this is on the rechargeable battery that's in here. We'll go into that in a second. Right, on high output, 3¼ hours. On strobe, 6¾ hours. Or on low output, 87½ hours. Now, in all fairness, if you think to yourself, how often are you going to use that flashlight on high output? Right, it's not that often. Right, a lot of the time you're going to be on low output, scrabbling around for things at the bottom of your bag you've lost in the boot of the car. Right, maybe looking in somebody else's bag or their pockets, you know, just that sort of thing. So you're going to have a mixture of usages throughout a shift. Now, when it comes down to it, will that rechargeable battery stand the test of a shift? Yeah, it should do. Right, I don't see it having a problem with that. Right, it might not, but then there's a plan B included in this, right, which we'll go to in a minute. Now we're going to move this to the next setting. And this time when we switch it on, we have red light. And if we go 2 quick clicks, we've got red strobe. Okay. Right, now I don't actually know what the power outputs are on the coloured light, but obviously red illumination straight away preserves your night vision. Everybody knows that, right? And it's so handy, I think, to have that feature built into this flashlight. There's no messing about, right? You know, if you're in that sort of situation where you need to preserve your night vision, you can just switch the red light on, right? It's all in the one package. Now we go to the last but not least feature on this, and this time we switch it on, and again we have high output, and if we double click it we get strobe, right? But we have blue. Now, what's blue good for? Unfortunately, we get this only too often, tracking blood, right? Not particularly nice, but blue light, if you haven't experienced this yet, really does make blood stand out like you've never seen before. Sorry, right, and it's quite surprising how well it works. Right, the good thing about this is that with this flashlight, it's got a memory. Right, you can use this rotational switch at the end here. If you've switched it on, right, you know, it was last on red flashing, blue steady, right? You know, it's just one of those things that it has a memory, right? It takes a little bit of playing with if you were to buy one of these, just a little bit of playing with just to get your head around it. It's got this nice castellated end here. Any of you that watch my flashlight reviews, you know I love this idea. Just purely and simply for the fact if you've switched your flashlight on and you stand it down like that, you can see that the thing's switched on. Right, now what else do we get with this? I told you there was a plan B. Right, well let's undo this tail cap. There is our rechargeable battery. Okay, I'll leave that there. 511 in their infinite wisdom have included this. Right, and what it is, it's a CR123A battery case. Put 2 CR123As in there. Do the end up. It'll only go in to the actual torch body one way. Obviously there's no batteries in that, but there's your plan B. So you can have your rechargeable battery charged and raring to go at the beginning of your shift. Right, keep a couple of spare CR123As in the battery case. If you run out, it's a quick, it literally is a quick change, that out, the other one in. You can keep a few spare CR123As in your pocket or your bag. Right, now, let's just move that battery case out of the way. What about charging it? Now, you have got a charging system and a half for this. Right, that's the actual charging body. Right, it even comes with the mounting screws to screw this to a wall, a frame, inside a vehicle, wherever you want. Right, wherever you need this, that's where you can screw it to with those. You simply line up your charging points on there with the charging points on here. That's it in place. Right, and this will either plug into the mains in your house. Right, now that's a UK 3-pin plug. Right, we also have a plethora of other connectors. Right, so no matter where you are, I've even put one in here for our American cousins. Right, just in case you want to buy one in the States. Right, that's got your charging from the mains power supply, or you can unplug here and plug your car cigarette charger in. One other thing that you get with this flashlight is a breakaway lanyard, which, if you've heard of my other flashlight reviews, I don't use those. Right, it's just me, it's nothing against them, I just don't do it. Now you can see why. Oh, sorry, there's one other natty little feature that I really love about this charging base, and I think this is really something else. Down here you can just see that long panel there. That is an LED. Right, now obviously red when it's charging and green when it's fully charged. You've got light settings on that, which is controlled by a switch on the side here. Right, I don't know, you can see that just there. Right, now straight away, if you've got this plugged in a car, right, you want that on low power, so it just sort of glows. You can see when your flashlight's fully charged. So if it's daytime and during the, in good weather and good light, you want it on high so you can see it. They have thought of just about everything with this, and like I said, this to me, and I hope you can see the reason why I said, right, to me this is probably one of the most versatile patrol flashlights on the market. Right, I'm very, very impressed with this. Right, there's one thing I wish that 511 would do, is to actually bring out a nylon belt holster for it. Right, I think if that was the case, right, then everything would fall quite nicely into place. Thank you for watching Milk It Reviews. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you're new to Milk It Reviews, please hit the subscribe button. Right, that way you will find that you'll get the updates to any new videos that are published, and they are going to be coming at you thick and fast. Right, one other tiny little thing to remember with this flashlight is it does come with a user's manual, and although it's in several different languages, there is a lot to it. And it's, every base is touched on this. I'm just so impressed. I mean, when I actually got this and got hold of the box, I thought, what on earth have they sent me? There was so much of it. Not what I was expecting at all. But there you go. 10 out of 10, 511 for your design on this one. Right, I'm very, very sold on it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.